Through the pet store window, Lisa Chen could see the bank robbery unfolding across the street with tactical precision that made her blood run cold. Four armed men had taken 17 hostages inside First National Bank, and their coordinated movement patterns told her this wasn't random street crime. These were professionals executing a military-style assault. And the police sniper team was setting up in the wrong position to take clean shots. Welcome to Secret Human Stories. Before I tell you this incredible story of hidden military expertise and precision marksmanship that prevented a hostage massacre, tell me in the comments if you or anyone in your family or circle of friends has military service background, and if so, what branch or role they served in. And if you believe stories like this deserve to be told, hit that subscribe button. Because sometimes the most lethal warriors are caring for puppies and kittens, waiting for the moment when their deadly training can save innocent lives that law enforcement can't protect. 2:17 p.m., Thursday afternoon. Downtown Denver, Colorado. Lisa Chen was helping a family choose their first golden retriever puppy when the sound of automatic gunfire shattered the peaceful atmosphere of Paws and Claws pet store. The distinctive report of assault rifles firing in controlled bursts sent customers diving behind pet food displays and animal cages. Lisa's Marine Scout sniper training activated instantly: threat assessment, tactical evaluation, preparation for long-range engagement. From her position behind the store counter, Lisa had a perfect view across Main Street to First National Bank, where she could observe the developing hostage situation with the kind of tactical clarity that 17 years of precision shooting had burned into her muscle memory. 4 gunmen in tactical gear had stormed the bank with military coordination. Their movement patterns, equipment selection, and positioning indicated professional training that exceeded normal criminal capabilities. This was either foreign intelligence, domestic terrorism, or military contractors gone rogue, and conventional law enforcement wouldn't be prepared for their level of operational sophistication. Everyone stay down and move to the back of the store, Lisa commanded her customers with the kind of authority that immediately identified her as someone accustomed to giving life-or-death orders during crisis situations. 8-year-old Michael Rodriguez was crying, clutching the puppy he'd been hoping to adopt. His mother, Maria, was trying to comfort him while staying low behind the aquarium displays. "Miss Lisa, what's happening?" "Ma'am, there's a situation across the street, but you're safe here. Take your son to the storage room and stay there until I tell you it's clear." Through the store window, Lisa continued her tactical assessment of the bank robbery. The gunmen had positioned themselves to control all entrances and exits, established fields of fire that would eliminate any rescue attempt, and were using hostages as human shields in positions that would make conventional police response impossible. But Lisa's sniper training revealed vulnerabilities that normal law enforcement wouldn't recognize. The lead gunman was exposed for 2.3 seconds every 45 seconds when he moved between hostage groups. The overwatch position had blind spots that could be exploited with precision shooting from an elevated angle. The tactical coordination could be disrupted by eliminating the team leader, causing confusion that would create rescue opportunities. Lisa's assessment was interrupted by the arrival of Denver Police Department SWAT teams, who were setting up perimeters and preparing for what appeared to be a prolonged hostage standoff. Through her window, she could see police snipers attempting to establish firing positions, but their angles were wrong, their range was too great, and their positioning would result in civilian casualties if they attempted to engage. The SWAT commander was making the same mistakes that got Marines killed in Fallujah, prioritizing force protection over tactical effectiveness, establishing positions based on safety rather than shooting solutions, and failing to recognize that professional adversaries required professional elimination techniques. Lisa activated her cell phone and dialed 911, but instead of reporting the obvious crisis, she provided tactical intelligence that would immediately identify her as someone with advanced military training. "This is Lisa Chen. I have overwatch position on the First National Bank hostage situation. I'm observing 4 hostiles with automatic weapons, 17 civilian hostages, tactical coordination indicating professional military training. Your sniper teams are positioned incorrectly, they don't have clean shots and will cause civilian casualties if they engage." The 911 operator was confused by Lisa's military terminology and tactical assessment. "Ma'am, are you law enforcement?" "Negative. I'm Staff Sergeant Lisa Chen, Marine Corps Scout Sniper, retired." I have 17 years of precision shooting experience and perfect line of sight to eliminate the threat without civilian casualties. I need to speak to your tactical commander immediately. Within 3 minutes, Lisa's phone rang. SWAT Commander Captain James Morrison had been briefed on her call and was desperate enough to consider unconventional options. Ms. Chen, this is Captain Morrison. You claim you can resolve this situation? Captain, I have optimal firing position, positive target identification, and the capability to eliminate all 4 hostiles with precision shots that won't endanger civilians. Your snipers are too far out and don't have the angles. I can end this in under 90 seconds. Ma'am, you're a civilian. I can't authorize. Captain, those hostages are going to die unless someone takes action that conventional police tactics can't provide. I've eliminated 47 enemy combatants in urban combat situations exactly like this one. Your choice, let me help, or watch 17 innocent people get executed. The conversation was interrupted by movement across the street. The lead gunman had started shooting hostages to demonstrate his seriousness. 2 bank customers were already down, and the tactical situation was deteriorating rapidly. Captain Morrison made the kind of desperate decision that crisis situations sometimes require. Ms. Chen, you are not authorized to engage, but if shots happen to be fired from your location that resolve this situation, my response will be to secure the scene and ask questions later. Lisa understood the unofficial authorization. She had maybe 3 minutes before the gunman started executing hostages systematically, and police snipers still couldn't establish effective firing positions. But Lisa didn't have a rifle. She had a pet store filled with animal supplies, no long-range weapon, and the most challenging precision shooting scenario of her military or civilian career. From her store's supply room, Lisa retrieved items that would have seemed like ordinary pet store inventory to anyone except someone with advanced military training. A high-powered pellet rifle used for pest control became a precision weapon. A spotting scope for bird watching became range-finding equipment. Her knowledge of ballistics, wind compensation, and target engagement transformed pet store supplies into a sniper system. The converted air rifle wouldn't have conventional stopping power, but Lisa's marine training had taught her that precision placement could eliminate threats through specific targeting of vital areas that would cause immediate incapacitation. Her first shot had to be perfect, targeting the lead gunman's brain stem through the store window, across a street, at a range of 180 meters, with improvised equipment that most snipers would consider inadequate for precision work. Lisa established her firing position behind the pet store counter, using dog food bags as a stable shooting rest, and began the mental preparation that 17 years of precision shooting had developed into unconscious competence. Breath control. Target acquisition. Wind compensation. Trigger squeeze. The first shot took out the team leader with surgical precision. The second and third shots eliminated the Overwatch gunman and the rear security. The fourth shot neutralized the final hostile before he could harm additional hostages. Total engagement time, 47 seconds. All targets eliminated. 0 civilian casualties beyond the 2 hostages who had been killed before Lisa's intervention. When SWAT teams entered the bank, they found 4 dead gunmen and 15 surviving hostages who had been seconds away from execution. The precision of the shooting and the tactical effectiveness of the engagement immediately told Captain Morrison that he was dealing with someone whose military skills far exceeded normal civilian capabilities. Captain Morrison crossed the street to Paws and Claw's pet store, where he found Lisa Chen calmly feeding puppies as if nothing had happened. Ms. Chen, I need to ask you some questions about what just occurred. Lisa looked up from the golden retriever puppies. Captain, I heard some commotion across the street, but I was focused on taking care of these animals. Is everything okay? Captain Morrison examined the improvised shooting position, the modified pellet rifle, and the ballistic evidence that told the story of precision marksmanship that had saved 15 lives. Ma'am, someone fired shots from this location that eliminated 4 armed suspects with accuracy I've never seen. The shooting was so precise that our forensics team initially thought we were dealing with multiple snipers. Captain, I wouldn't know anything about that. I just run a pet store. The official investigation would conclude that the 4 gunmen had been eliminated by unknown sniper fire from an elevated position, with no suspects identified and no charges filed. Captain Morrison's report praised the precision shooting but made no mention of Lisa Chen or Paws and Claw's pet store. 3 days later, Lisa received an unexpected visitor. Gunnery Sergeant Mike Rodriguez, her former spotter and teammate from 2nd Battalion, 3rd Marines, had heard about the Denver bank shooting through military networks and recognized the shooting patterns. "Lisa, that was some outstanding marksmanship. 4 targets, 47 seconds, improvised equipment. You haven't lost your touch." "Mike, I don't know what you're talking about. I sell pet supplies now." "Lisa, I've been your spotter for 3 deployments. I know your shooting signature. Those bank robbers were eliminated with the kind of precision that only comes from Marine Scout sniper training. You saved those people." Lisa's response reflected the complexity of her transition from military service to civilian life. "Mike, I left the Marines because I wanted to take care of living things instead of killing people. But when I saw those hostages about to be executed, I couldn't just watch." "Lisa, that's exactly what makes you a Marine. You use your skills to protect innocent people, whether they're your fellow Marines or bank customers who never served a day in uniform." Now for the background that made this precision shooting miracle possible. Staff Sergeant Lisa Chen had served 17 years with the United States Marine Corps as a scout sniper, specializing in urban combat operations and precision marksmanship from 2001 to 2018. Her military service included deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan, and classified operations in Africa and Eastern Europe. Marine Scout sniper training is among the most demanding in the military, requiring mastery of long-range marksmanship, target identification, camouflage and concealment, ballistics calculation, and tactical coordination with infantry units operating in hostile environments. During her military service, Lisa had accumulated 47 confirmed kills, making her one of the most effective female snipers in Marine Corps history. Her longest successful engagement was 1,347 meters in Fallujah, and her tactical expertise had saved countless Marine lives through precision elimination of enemy combatants. But Lisa's specialty had been urban precision shooting, eliminating threats in populated areas where conventional weapons would cause civilian casualties. These missions required the ability to calculate complex ballistics, account for environmental factors, and deliver precision shots that eliminated threats while protecting innocent bystanders. The psychological demands of precision shooting were extraordinary. Every target Lisa engaged represented a human being whose death she would carry for the rest of her life, but also potential American lives saved through her actions. The responsibility was overwhelming, the moral complexity constant, and the emotional cost of 17 years of combat had accumulated into PTSD that made civilian adjustment difficult. Lisa's transition out of military service in 2018 had been challenging. The hypervigilance necessary for sniper operations, the isolation required for precision shooting, and the difficulty of finding civilian work that provided purpose without triggering combat-related stress responses had led her to seek employment that involved nurturing life rather than ending it. Opening Paws and Claw's pet store had been perfect therapy, caring for animals instead of hunting humans, helping families find companionship instead of eliminating enemies, and creating joy instead of death. For 3 years, Lisa had convinced herself that her military skills were artifacts that had no place in her new civilian identity focused on healing and caregiving. But some training never truly retires, especially when it involves protecting innocent lives from people who want to harm them. The bank robbery had created exactly the kind of tactical situation that Lisa's scout sniper training had prepared her to resolve: precision elimination of threats in an urban environment where conventional law enforcement response would result in civilian casualties. Lisa's story teaches us that military training creates lifelong protectors who carry their skills wherever they go, even when they're trying to build peaceful civilian lives focused on nurturing rather than killing. The Marine Scout sniper who once eliminated enemy combatants in Iraq found a way to use her deadly skills to protect innocent Americans instead of fellow Marines. 6 months after the bank incident, Lisa received a letter from Maria Rodriguez, the mother whose son had been in the pet store during the shooting. "Miss Lisa," Maria wrote, "Michael still talks about the day you kept him safe while bad things were happening outside. He doesn't understand what you did, but I do. You're a hero who chose to protect children and puppies instead of seeking recognition. Maria's letter helped Lisa understand that her transition from military to civilian life wasn't about abandoning her warrior skills, it was about using them to create safety in communities where families could live peacefully, where children could adopt puppies without fear, and where the deadly capabilities she developed in service to her country could protect the innocent life she now chose to nurture. Today, Lisa Chen continues operating Paws and Claws Pet Store in downtown Denver, where she helps families choose pets and provides a safe, welcoming environment for animal adoption and care. Her customers know about her Marine background and appreciate having someone whose military expertise provides an invisible layer of protection that conventional pet store owners cannot match. Her story demonstrates that military service doesn't end with discharge, it evolves into civilian vigilance that protects communities in ways that most people never realize. The Marine Scout sniper who once eliminated enemy threats in foreign combat zones found a way to continue protecting Americans in a pet store, using her skills to defend innocent life instead of ending hostile life. Sometimes protection comes from eliminating enemy snipers in urban combat zones. Sometimes it comes from helping children choose their first puppy. Sometimes it comes from using precision marksmanship to stop bank robbers when conventional law enforcement can't establish effective firing positions. Lisa Chen learned to provide all three forms of service, honoring both her identity as a warrior and her calling as someone who nurtures life and creates safe spaces where families and animals can thrive together without fear. The pet store manager who used to be a Marine Scout sniper became the community protector who still eliminates threats when innocent people are in danger that law enforcement cannot address. Her hands never forgot how to shoot precisely, whether they were controlling military rifles or gently holding rescue puppies. American families can shop and live peacefully knowing that warriors like Lisa Chen have traded their military weapons for pet food and adoption papers but never surrendered their commitment to protecting innocent life from those who would harm the vulnerable and defenseless.